Hi everybody! So welcome to my channel. Welcome back if this is your first time. I would love to welcome you in the first place. Today we are going to get a reading on whether or not this person is going to contact you again. Whether or not you will be speaking again. This is someone you are definitely not in contact with. Maybe you're blocked, maybe you're not blocked, maybe it's not that serious, but maybe you're just not talking or things aren't just... there's some kind of dispute happening. So will this person ever contact you again? So take a moment, take a breath, let go of the outcome of what could possibly happen, because truly we never know what can really happen, and honestly energy is always shifting, so whether or not this person will contact you anytime soon is really just a variable on themselves and their own energy. Okay, so the first group that we have is going to be this lovely red stone. It's actually just a stone. It's a little rock that I found outside. Very lovely. And the first deck that we have is the Vivid Journey Tarot. That's the Vivid Journey Tarot and the red stone. Then we have a dark green aventurine. Okay. And we have this deck that I got from Etsy a long time ago and they don't sell it anymore. And unfortunately, I don't know the name of it either way. So, there you go. And then the last one that we have is this cute moonstone. It has little black pieces on it, but it's mainly a grayish tone. It looks a little bit more white on camera. And we have the light Seers Tarot deck. Okay, so again, just take a second, take a breath. Again, trying to just release the outcome of this situation and rather just get some light on what is going on with this here. Okay, there will be a time stamp in the description box. There will also be chapters in the video that you can just scrub forward to. So find your journey and I'll meet you there. Bye. Hello, my lovely, beautiful group one. If you chose this red stone, it's just a rock. I just really like the color, and I also love the way that it feels on my hands. If that has any importance to you, let's put this over here. And then we have the Vivid Journey Tarot. This is your reading. You've scrubbed to the right place. So let's try to keep this a little short today. So let's get 3 cards on what this situation looks like. I will be clarifying everything. So let's get 3 cards, Spirit, on what this situation looks like. 3, please. It could be that this person is definitely not wanting to talk at the moment, just because these cards are taking a little bit to come out. Okay. One last one from me, Spirit. I'm not going to take all of those. I'll take this one. Away from all of them. And then let's get 5 cards on whether or not they're going to be contacting you. Will they ever be contacted by this person? Will they ever be contacted by this person? Will they ever be contacted by this person? Will they ever be contacted by this person again? Will this person contact them again? I'm going to take the 2 that flipped over. Actually, that's 5, right? Yes. So this one, and then this one. Okay. I feel like with the King of Wands coming out in reverse, this person definitely, first of all, had a lot of confidence issues. Um, I feel like they didn't feel grounded or direct in maybe their approach towards you, but also they just didn't take, they're not really good at taking those first steps. They don't have a lot of, it doesn't feel like they have a lot of initiative when it comes to relationships, and it also doesn't feel like they have a lot of initiative towards what they want to be doing. Um, Maybe a fiery kind of attitude, maybe not in the best ways, maybe a couple of anger problems here. I would say with the Eight of Swords coming out, this person is kind of learning to unself-impose and learning to let go of those things that kind of hold them back in a lot of situations. They're trying to release a lot of mental states and a lot of mental fortitude in the, like, not good mental fortitude, kind of mental prison more than anything, kind of just allowing themselves to release a lot of ways of thinking. But with the Four of Pentacles, it's something that they hold on to very, very dearly. These thought patterns that don't necessarily work for them. They're also kind of just holding on to their own at the moment and holding on to what this situation looks like, I would say. And maybe even holding on to like a past situation or a past relationship, and it is not allowing them to be able to spread themselves out into different kinds of spaces. With the Five of Wands coming out in reverse, it feels as though this person is trying to, so this is the this is the will they contact you section. So with the Five of Wands coming out in reverse, they're definitely not really opposing themselves a lot. They're not really fighting themselves on this. They're not very much there's not a lot of back and forth, I feel like, with this situation. I don't even really think they think about it that much. I think they used to, but then they stopped. And they've kind of allowed it to dwindle out and not really be something that is concerning to them. With the Moon coming out in reverse, the Moon always really talks to me about, because there's two different towers, lack of communication in the first place. But it also kind of represents that both parties are not in their own, are in their own little four walls, you know what I mean? They're in their own little prisons kind of thing. They're in their own things, doing their own stuff, and they're not really good at letting other people in. With the Moon coming out in reverse, there's definitely this person kind of doubting themselves continually still. I think this person, if they wanted to make any kind of move towards you, would want to be more within themselves and within what they're doing. But I don't really see that happening. With the Tower in reverse as well, they're kind of just holding up the things that they do know. Like with the Four of Pentacles, they're kind of just holding up the perspectives that they already knew, the ideas they already knew, the lifestyles they already had. They're holding it up for dear life and trying to keep it still, rather than allowing themselves to really change their perspective and flip the situation and flip their own narrative in a lot of ways. With the Nine of Swords coming out, there's definitely a lot of anxiety surrounding all of these major transformations that their highest self really knows that they have to get out of the way, but they themselves are refusing to kind of move out of that situation and are just kind of continuing to sit in these and stewing in these really nasty thoughts. There's not a lot of movement on this person's part. Eight of Cups. If they're making any movements, it's away from this situation. Maybe moving away from an old situation, but there is definitely movement away towards something that, towards something else. It honestly doesn't feel like it's a movement towards you, if I'm being completely frank. It doesn't really feel like this person is making any direction towards you, to be quite honest. Let's get some clarifiers. And again, this is all energy, like I said at the beginning. So King of Wands, Eight of Cups, Eight of Swords, sorry. Four of Pentacles. So what this situation had looked like, it felt like there was this really easy connection between the both of you with the Six of Cups coming out. Maybe you've known each other for a long time, but maybe it just felt like you have known each other for a long time. The connection felt very deep. But with the Ten of Swords coming out, kind of over the Eight of Swords in reverse, definitely there has been a lot of self-imposed beliefs from past relationships, and there's been a lot of pain and trauma from past relationships that they're still kind of working through, and I think that's why this has been such a hard shift for them. With the Four of Pentacles, and then you have the Knight of Wands coming out, it's kind of this juxtaposing energy where they're just kind of staying still and holding on to what they know, and then simultaneously wanting to make some kind of movement towards something. Especially with the King of Wands coming out in reverse, they're kind of, I think in a lot of ways, they're trying to learn how to be re-excited about life and re-excited about relationships and what they have to offer for people. Is this person going to make movements towards my group one with the Five of Wands in reverse? Let's get a clarifier, please. Be specific. Just one. Please be specific. Just one. For the Moon. Well, apparently two. Tower. Nine of Swords. Eight of Cups. With this Knight of Wands, I feel like since this Knight of Wands is more in the past, it kind of represents how they maybe came towards you, in kind of more of a player energy almost, rather than someone who is trying to settle down, but someone who is wanting something quick and fiery and then kind of leaving. With the Five of Wands, and then you have the Fool coming out in reverse, it's like, again, the daily battles of whether or not they should be investing into this have kind of subsided, and with the Fool coming out in reverse, there's definitely no initiative towards moving into something different. And even though they see you as the Empress, they see you as this beautiful catch, as someone who is really important, who knows exactly what they want, who's really good at manifesting what they need, they don't see a real connection here happening. Or they don't see themselves, they would, if they had to, if they wanted to truly get with you, they would have to literally completely 360 their life, not 360, 180 their lives. They would have to 180 their lives and really come in with a completely fresh self so that they can kind of achieve your level. With the Two of Cups coming out in reverse, definitely they don't see this relationship happening right now, at least. Again, with the Moon in reverse, kind of the doubts of whether or not they are worthy of this connection. And in a lot of ways, it just doesn't even really feel like they're ready, you know? It just feels like not the right time. With the Tower in reverse, and then you have the Queen of Swords as well. Just they really see you as someone who has overcome a lot of mental obstacles and someone who has made a lot of those shifts, and that's something that is really amazing and beautiful to them, but they are someone that cannot make those shifts. With the Nine of Swords and then the Lovers coming out in reverse, this connection is maybe something that, you know, more than I've been leading on to, is something that um, something that is really coursing through their mind a lot, um, but they are refusing to make a decision within either direction here with the Lovers coming out. With the Eight of Cups and the Knight of Pentacles, it's kind of the only, it feels like the only saving grace within this whole reading, really. Um, but the Knight of Pentacles is very, very slow. And the Knight of Pentacles takes a lot of time. And even if this person is choosing to move in a direction that is towards you, or is towards their own healing so that they can get towards you, it is going to take a long time. It is going to take a lot of patience on your side. Let's get some oracle cards. Let's see what this person has to say for themselves. Please, Spirit. Let's get a good little shuffle. I don't think I shuffled these. What does this person have to say for themselves for my group 1? Please. So we have mastery coming out. You've learned the spiritual lesson. And I feel like this is almost on your side, where you have seen this relationship and decided, okay, this is not something I know I should invest into anymore. And it has allowed you to kind of upgrade in that way. And again, understanding if this person were to come towards you, they would need to master a lot of other skills, of life skills and emotional skills as well, I think, before any kind of coming together. Time apart, some distance will help bring clarity. And I think this is kind of, again, on your part. The distance will help kind of bring clarity on the situation and whether or not you should continue investing into this. Balance. One person is giving too much in this relationship. Again, I kind of been talking about where it feels with the Empress coming out that the person that I'm reading for is kind of, I don't like to say above this person, but is, you know, kind of doing better in other spiritual ways than this person has. And I think this person has a lot to learn. And I think the person that I'm probably reading for is willing to be open and there for that person while the process happens. But I just also don't think that's necessarily fair in a lot of spaces. So let's get some advice. I think I'm just going to use these. Yeah. And these, I just always pull them. Prosperity lies ahead. And again, Eight of Cups. This can also be your energy, kind of wanting to shift directions and allow yourself to walk away from this. And with the Knight of Pentacles as well, it's definitely worth investing into possibly something else. New moon as well, kind of allowing yourself to, it says prosperity lies ahead, new moon in Taurus. So allowing yourself the refresher of a new moon. You don't have to necessarily, you know, do any work on the new moon, but it's that concept of kind of allowing yourself to explore new things and new aspects of your own life and new thoughts. Confidence is your key to success, new moon in Leo, and I feel like this is for this person, definitely a need for confidence boosting for themselves. But also, if you're kind of allowing this type of person to continue to have a hold on your life, it can do a number on your confidence, but it's also because you are not sometimes it's because you are not confident that you deserve something more or something better out of these romantic situations. Again, we have a new moon, so there's different aspects of self that need to be opened up here for this kind of thing to work itself out. Look at the bigger picture, full moon in Sagittarius. Again, allow yourself to kind of take a step back and really question whether or not in continuing to invest your time into this person who doesn't seem like they want to make any movement towards their own progress or towards this relationship. Make sure that that is in alignment with where you want to be going and what you want to be doing. Okay, group one. I hope this was helpful. Kept it short. If you want to like and subscribe, I would love it if you did. It really helps the channel so that I can get this message across to different people. And yeah, thanks so much. Bye. Hi, group two. If you chose the dark green aventurine, kind of rhymes, dark green aventurine, and I will put this right here. And this tarot deck that I can't remember the name of the tarot deck, but it's really lovely, and I've always really liked this deck a lot. This is your reading. Welcome, 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 welcome. So, where did I put it down? Let's just get into this. Let's get 3 cards on what the situation looks like. So let's get 3 cards on what the situation looks like. Ooh, this one's a talker. Our first group, it took a little while for any cards to come out. Let's see what this situation was last left at. And then let's get 5 cards on whether or not this person could be a Leo. I usually don't say signs in my readings, but getting a lot of fire coming out, this person could definitely have a heavy Leo placement. Let's get 5 to see if they will ever contact you. One last card, please, Spirit. One last card for me, please. I will be getting clarifiers for all these cards, as well as some oracle cards. One more card for me, Spirit, please. There we go. Thank you. Yay. So with strength in reverse, it feels like this person maybe didn't have the courage to kind of start things when this first happened, but also this kind of speaks to me about this person not listening to that visceral instinct and rather going with what felt a little bit more rational within this situation, whatever happened between you two. And rational meaning like maybe focusing on their work, or rather just not letting things get too fiery for them. But you have the Ace of Wands right in the middle, so it feels like this person kind of struck the match for all of this to kind of unfold. So this might be something that is very fiery still for the both of you. There could have been some, sexual stuff. But also that doesn't have to be necessary. It could have just been very passionate in a lot of ways. With the Five of Wands, I feel like this is something that they are constantly fighting with, whether or not to kind of Maybe even a fight is what kind of ended things between the both of you. Maybe something that felt a little bit too heated. Um, and it feels a little too heated in the way that, like, it feels almost as though it can't be repaired, but it can. I think a lot of things can be repaired. If it was a physical altercation, then definitely this is not probably someone that you should be looking back to. I don't think that's healthy. I'm just bringing that up. I don't know why. We all go through shit. Anyway, yeah. With the Ace of Swords, I mean, this is direct line of communication. Now, you can see the sword kind of coming into this person's hand rather than actually being in the person's hand, which to me is more of a sign of this person can have the opportunity to communicate to you. Now, whether or not they are able to take it or whether they are willing to take the opportunity is up to them. But this does show that they are wanting to do so. With the Hanged Man coming out in reverse, definitely it's been hard for this person to kind of switch perspectives on, I think, their own lifestyle, because they also have death coming out, but I think it's been difficult for this person to kind of allow themselves to take that step back to kind of reflect on how they were maybe a problem in this situation. And then with death coming in as well, like, they know that there's something that they need to be letting go of, but I think there's a little bit of unsuredness, especially with the Tower coming out also in reverse. Kind of holding on to perspectives and holding on to what they know rather than laying a new concrete down, a new foundation down for something different to kind of make its way in. But with the Knight of Swords coming in as well, this kind of feels like this person took that communication and is able to kind of maybe further down make that communication towards you. So I'm not seeing necessarily any bad signs. I do think this person has some self-work that they need to go through. Do I think that the communication is going to be very deep between the both of you? Maybe not at first. But I think kind of with the swords coming out, they're kind of wanting to clear cut whatever happened between the both of you. Maybe that comes as a form of an apology, but maybe that also just comes as a form of text message and kind of just talking in the first place. So let's clarify. Take that. So for the Ace of Wands, please. Ace of Wands, Ace of Wands, Ace of Wands. And then for the Five of Wands. Ace of Swords. And one. A lot of similar cards to the first group, so if that's something you want to look at, I definitely would. Cups. The Knight of Swords, please. I'm gonna take this one because it flipped. I'm not gonna take this one. Okay. So with the Seven of Wands coming out, I think they really, on top of strength, I think they thought the most logical thing to do within this situation between the both of you was put up some boundaries, and that could have been just not talking. Um, I think it really broke their heart in a lot of ways. Ow. I don't know why I did that. I think with the Four of Swords coming out in reverse on top of that Ace of Wands, definitely as much passion as there was here, I think there was maybe an equal amount of heartache when they had to kind of cut things off between the both of you. And with the Four of Swords in reverse, they've kind of not allowed themselves the time to really either not heal from this situation or also just not heal from a past relationship that was also really difficult for them. With the Five of Wands coming out and the Nine of Swords, I feel like Nine of Swords coming out in reverse, excuse me, I feel like whatever fighting happened between the both of you, or whatever fight happened, either plural or not, with the Nine of Swords coming out in reverse, that this is definitely something that is not coursing through their mind as much, and not it's not something that they're letting take over their brain all the time, and kind of allowing it to subside and letting all the anxiety that surrounds being able maybe even to talk to you aside. With the Ace of Swords and the Empress coming out on top, it definitely feels like they understand. They're kind of gaining this clarity on what an amazing person you are and how much you have to offer, and how wonderful it is to kind of have you in their life. And that you are someone that is not only gorgeous and a catch and wonderful and all these other things, but rather as well that you are someone who is able to manifest exactly what they want when they want it, and they're kind of trying to understand how to be able to harness that energy as well. And I think that's something that you've maybe taught them along the way. Four of Cups coming out in reverse, they're kind of stopping the feeling of the sorry for themselves, and I think that's been a difficult thing for them to kind of clear up with it being over the Hanged Man. Kind of, they're wanting to allow themselves to get out of that rut of just sitting around and like huffing and puffing, you know. But it has been something that is difficult because it feels like something was lost here, you know. With Death coming out, and then you have the King of Cups coming out. This person is wanting to have a super emotional upgrade and allow themselves to be open and really receptive to not only their own emotions, but to the ones of the people that surround them. And I think they are kind of getting there with that Death coming out and the King of Cups right on top of it. You know what I mean? They're really trying to make room and cut clear of an open path for them to be really ready to receive things on an emotional level. With the Knight of Swords coming out, and then you have the King of Wands right on top of it, again, kind of moving towards the clarity of their own capability within this situation to kind of change what all of this looks like. And also just kind of having more of a drive for what they want to be doing and where they want to be going. And I think you were someone that kind of initiated that, because the Empress is here as well, you know, someone who kind of initiated that progress for them. With the Queen of Pentacles coming out in reverse and the Tower coming out in reverse, I think maybe specifically finances is something that scares them. They're not wanting to move out of their current situation, but they're also not wanting to be broke. That's like the exact kind of wording I'm getting for it. I don't know why. They know they want to make that kind of upgrade and feel more comfortable in their finances and satiated and all those things. But I think that's something that's been difficult along the way, and I think that's something that's still kind of I think that's part of the what's the word I'm looking for? I feel like that's part of the... What is the word I'm looking for? Gone. I don't know. We're just gonna move on. So we're gonna get some oracle cards about, you know, what this person might have to say, or what spirit has to say to you, or some advice as well. So let's see what we have here from messages of love, oracle cards. Please, Spirit, give us a couple cards, just 3. Just 3 cards, please. Just 3 cards, please. What is going on? I hate when it does this. There we go. Okay, an addiction is affecting this relationship, and that might have been something that is very difficult for them to let go of, as well as kind of something that might have been very difficult for them to even just open up about in the first place. And I think it's something that they're maybe still struggling with, and that's something that we've kind of been talking about, where they, and with Queen of Pentacles coming out too, it definitely, in reverse, it definitely talks about feeling disassociated from body. So I feel like an addiction would do that exact thing, kind of remove oneself from their own self-awareness and the way they treat themselves in the first place. Forgiving yourself or another will help you move forward. I think that's really big on both parts here, kind of allowing yourself to forgive this person whether or not they happen to reach out. But also this person allowing themselves to forgive what happened in this situation, but also forgive themselves for any addictions that they're kind of working through, and forgive themselves on how long it took for them to kind of reach that, I'm going to take this one, reach that level where they are disconnected from their own addictions. A spiritual lesson. This person is in your life to teach you a spiritual lesson. And I think this is very vice versa, but I think you definitely put a huge, kind of like I said a couple times, I feel like you put a huge amount of weight into this person's shift and spiritual upgrade. And I think you were able to kind of bring these, that one kind of jumped. I think you were able to bring this person to a new level of self, which is really cool. Don't let your past hold you back. South Node, again, this is talking about that addiction, and also talking about maybe where they left things and that fear of being able to move forward between the both of you. And Spirit is wanting to both of you to know that whatever has happened here, don't let it stop from something that could unfold between the both of you. It's time to take action. New moon in Aries. I feel like this person is ready and raring to go. It is a new year. It's February. All those things that kind of, well, if you're in this, time of the reading that we're having right now, definitely this person is definitely seeing the possibilities between the both of you. Again, new moon in Aries as well. They want to change the perspectives on themselves and change the perspective on the situation, allow themselves to kind of move forward. Your hard work is paying off, and I feel like this person doesn't realize how hard they may work and how hard their work is getting them and how far their work is getting them in the first place. Yeah. Okay, group 2, I hope this is helpful. If you want to like, subscribe, all those beautiful things, I would love it if you did. And thanks so much for tuning in. Bye. Hello, my lovely group 3. If You chose this moonstone. Very shiny. Very smooth. Very smooth. And you chose the Light Seers Tarot. I'm just gonna flip this so it doesn't shake. And you chose this Light Seers Tarot. You have come to the right group. You're at the right place. So let's get to it. We are going to get 3 cards about what your situation with this person looks like. And then we are going to get 5 cards about whether or not this person is going to reach out. Just very quick. So, Spirit, will this person reach out? Ooh. Okay. With how quickly these came out, I would definitely say I'm already getting kind of a yes, but we have yet to talk about things. We will also be getting some oracle cards, and I will also be using more tarot to clarify each of these cards. Let's put these closer together. With the Queen of Cups, somebody in this situation is really emotionally receptive and understanding, and sometimes their focus is a little too hard on the emotions, I would say. I don't necessarily see it as a bad thing, but when it becomes a little bit too focused, I think it can be difficult for this person to kind of see other things that are happening in the situation. But I do think this person is willing and open and receptive to whatever happens with this situation, which is really cool, because this Queen of Cups has their hands open, kind of up and like looking up towards the sky. So definitely ready for whatever is to come out of this situation. It also gives me a feeling that this person kind of went hands off and just was like, you know what, there's not much more I can do about this situation. With the 8 of Swords coming out in reverse, definitely someone here, it feels like they're in the middle of, this actually came out for my first group, right in the same exact spot. So it feels like this person is kind of unraveling a lot of mental prison and mental things. And I think that's possibly where you met this person, kind of in the midst of all of that. Kind of allowing themselves to open up and again, learn to be a little bit more receptive. I think that's where this Queen of Cups is coming in as well. Learning to be more, not only emotionally receptive, but more understanding of their own plight and their own situation within all of this. With the Sun coming out in reverse, it definitely feels like you might have met this person not at the best time in their lives. Again, just like not in a very positive place. Doesn't feel like there was a lot. It's not that there wasn't things happening for them, but rather they weren't able to notice the good things that were happening because there was so much mental things going on and emotional things going on. Yeah. I think that's why it was maybe hard because this Queen of Cups feels like someone else's energy, and these other 2 cards definitely feels like, excuse me, the person that I'm reading about. Anyway, with the Page of Swords coming out, Page of Wands coming out in reverse, definitely not too much movement. I would say towards you. I think in a lot of ways with the sun coming out in reverse as well, there's just been a lot of fires being put out in their own self and in their own passions and what they've been doing and what they've been moving toward. But with the wheel in reverse, it's like the better days are coming, but I don't think this person realizes that, and I don't think this person sees that. I think they still kind of just see everything in like a this is not going to work out kind of situation. With the Emperor here, definitely this person is kind of, I think, a little bit married to their ways and feels very comfortable with what they're doing and where they're at, rather than actively like moving or seeking something, especially with Death coming out in reverse, just not necessarily wanting to make the space for change and not necessarily seeing the need for it. Because even with Death coming out, there is a need for change within this situation. But then you have the Five of Swords, so it's like, this is the weird situation. I always get one reading in one group where I'm like, what is going on here? With the Five of Swords, it definitely feels like I feel like this person is still being caught up in their selfish ways, and I feel like this person is still like, if they were seeing someone else, they are still seeing someone else. If they were cheating on you, they are still cheating on you. You know what I mean? And it feels like at any moment they could lose the other party as well. And I think that's something that's kind of on their mind, vaguely, but I don't think they really even care. Ooh, wow. Let's get some clarifiers. I'm not getting the best feeling, not even just about the situation, but about this person. And it's not even that they don't know how to change, or they're not, it's just like they're not wanting to change, they're not wanting to shift, you know? So we have Three of Cups in reverse coming out first, a Seven of Cups coming out, and then we have the Sun, Knight of Pentacles, okay. Let's get Page of Wands, okay. Let's see the Emperor. Then we have the Eight of Cups after that. Judgment in reverse. Hanged One. I'll take it. Okay. With the Three of Cups coming out in reverse on top of the Queen of Cups, it definitely feels like this relationship kind of maybe even budded into friendships, and maybe even budded into other relationships that I think my Queen of Cups had. Definitely think my Queen of Cups is the person that I'm reading for, not reading about. I definitely feel like the Queen of Cups is definitely feeling as though they would like things to patch up and work out, but it feels, it has felt highly unlikely for a very long time. And I think it continues to feel that way still. With the Eight of Swords coming out, with the Seven of Cups coming out on top of the Eight of Swords in reverse, it definitely feels like, again, this person is trying to disconnect from their mental instability, but with the Seven of Cups coming out, they're kind of realizing, okay, well, now I have other options that I can kind of invest into, and that could be relationships, but that could also just be like work and like other things. And I think it's with the gaining more mental space and more mental clarity, I think they're allowing themselves to realize, okay, I have other options in other situations. With the Sun coming out in reverse, and then you have the Knight of Pentacles right on top of it. I think they're realizing that the things that they want to work towards might take a lot longer than they realized, and I think that's something that really kind of puts a hindrance and upsets them. And that could even be this relationship, you know what I mean? It's gonna take a while to kind of get there. Why am I so confused? I think even this person might be confused on what they want out of this as well. And what they want out of you and what they see out of this relationship in the first place. And they're just really unsure whether or not they should be investing, or whether the investment that they're taking this in is in the right direction in the first place. With the Queen of Swords coming out, on top of that Page of Wands, it definitely feels like this person understands that you have a lot of clarity about the situation and clarity about what you want, but I think this person is having trouble even just getting on their feet and moving towards what they want to be doing, and that could also be including a relationship. With the Wheel here and the Magician on top, I definitely feel like this person is trying to manifest better days and trying to manifest better things happening in their life. I don't think it's been easy, but I think it's something that they are just trying to actively make work. With Judgment coming out in reverse, and then you have the Emperor on top of it, like you have the Emperor below it. It definitely feels like this person is not able to realize how set in stone in their ways they are, and kind of refusing to see what that difference would make in their life, and how that would change things for them, and how that would change even what this relationship looks like, but also how it would change even their own manifestations for whatever else that they need as well. A lot of believing a lies about self too, and just continuing to believe things that don't necessarily work for them. With Death, and then you have the Eight of Cups on top of it, Death reverse. This person knows that they should be walking in a different path, in a different direction, whether it's away from this relationship or away from another relationship, or just in a different direction completely from what they're doing and how they're living, but they're just refusing to, again, make the space for the actual change in the first place. I'm really not getting a yes here. It's not even like a yes or no. It's more of a like, do you actually want this person to contact you? Because I don't think this person is going to make any changes. I don't think this person wants to make any changes for themselves. I don't think this person wants to make any shifts for, I don't even think this person really wants to like apologize, Because with the Five of Swords and then you have the Hanged One coming out right on top of it, it's like they're kind of flipping the perspective on how they see these. It feels like someone's cheating here, you know what I mean? They're flipping their perspective and allowing themselves to see it as something that's maybe not as bad as it is, when, you know, that could have been a boundary that was definitely not meant to be crossed between the both of you. I don't know, I'm getting a lot of weird energy from this person. Strength in reverse as well. This person is just not on a day-to-day just listening to their visceral self. That's kind of that Emperor thing. They're not listening to that self that maybe Judgment in reverse as well, the highest self that maybe knows better about the situation. And I think with the Hanged One, I think they're just trying to like flip the script on themselves. I'm just getting really malicious energy from this person. It's not like, it's not malicious, I don't think that's the word. I'm just getting energy of this person kind of like not caring that they hurt someone, and not caring to change anything about it or to change the situation. And if they are cheating, they would continue that situation. I don't know. When I was shuffling these two, I got warning, and I kind of saw it really quickly. So that could be something. Apology. You can expect the apology you want to hear. You might, and you know that sometimes it's not enough. And that's kind of exactly what it feels like. It feels like this person, if they did talk to you, they would just apologize and not change anything about it, or not make any actual shifts. I don't know. I'm getting really not the best energy from this person, to be frank. And it truly feels less of a like, will this person contact you, and more of a like, do you actually want this person to contact you? Balance. One person is giving too much in this relationship. And it feels like my Queen of Cups and my Queen of Swords. And in a way, with the Queen of Swords, they know exactly when to kind of cut things off. And I think that's something that you've been able to do possibly with this situation. And again, the Queen of Cups kind of hands off, you know, in here, in this deck. And I think there was a point where there was too much being given to this relationship, and now it's just, I think it's something that is needing its own balancing out. Put away the computer. And this could very well be also this Five of Swords as well. Sometimes the Five of Swords will talk about somebody investing too much time into work, or even just other situations. It's not always just cheating. Working less will help strengthen your relationship. And I think this person is not wanting to kind of, if that's what's happening here, I don't think this person really will understand anytime soon that they need to not be working as much as they do. So let's get 3. A personal issue reaches resolution. So again, the apology that you could be expecting. And it might clear up a lot of things for you in a lot of ways. Just hearing this person say what they have to say and allowing them to apologize. And with the Eight of Cups coming out, if that allows you to both walk away from this situation, so be it. You have 2 Taurus. If that means anything to you, you have 2 Taurus cards coming out in here. The first one was Full Moon in Cancer. Prosperity lies ahead, New Moon in Taurus. And your dreams need a practical plan, Full Moon in Taurus. So that's also that Knight of Pentacles that we kind of talked about. And I think both parties maybe need, especially with 7 of Cups coming out, there is a need for some kind of planning so that the prosperity that you're wanting to achieve and move towards can come towards you. And I think that kind of, in a way, would allow you to put away the computer in some situations and allow yourself to work a little bit less, to understand what prosperity actually looks like to you. And also, when things are more planned out, it's easier to do less work in the first place because there's plans in place for what needs to get done rather than just kind of doing everything at once. Okay, group 3. I hope this was helpful. I know this wasn't exactly the happiest reading, or it didn't feel like it was, but life's not like that, and I'm just here to tell you what Spirit has to tell you. So I hope this was helpful. I hope you like, I hope you subscribe, and if you don't, that's okay too. I hope you have a good one. Thanks, y'all. Bye.